Welcome back to Ridge Bricks. Today, I'm going to review my custom modular buildings that I've made over the years from various themes. Some not so great, and some much better. Let's take a look. I love the Lego modular buildings. They're fantastic. They're some of the coolest sets and most intricate buildings that you can find in Lego today. I also love taking regular Lego sets and remixing them into modular buildings to fit into the modular system. I love making the city you see back here, putting them on the street and incorporating them into the different builds and trying to make them match but stand out as well as unique sets on their own right. When I got back into Lego, I bought modular buildings, but I started wanting to make my own out of other different sets. And my first modular building is actually this one, or my first attempt, if you will. It's actually the Friends HEARTLAKE Juice Bar set 41035. It's not bad, but it's not great either. And this was my first attempt. I really didn't know how to do the floors, like the separation between the floors. I didn't even finish the sidewalking because I didn't have enough bricks at the time. It doesn't separate, like you can't break it into the different floors. The top doesn't really kind of comes off to give you a peek inside. It's a modular building in size. It is 16 studs wide, so it's like a half building. I do like some of the shapes. I do like some of the colors and the shapes that are presented in the building, but the rest of it doesn't really come together and structurally doesn't hold up. But it was definitely a learning experience, learning how to make modular buildings. This was my first attempt, and I think this is what really piqued my interest into, trying to attempt more and saying, oh, this is possible. I can do this. I don't have to use a ton of parts from my own sets to make this happen. I can kind of use what's in the sets, use the windows that come in the sets, and make my own buildings. I'm probably going to break this down and redo it as another modular building. I am actually thinking of taking this one and combining it with this. This is the ice cream shop set 60363. So I'm thinking about taking these two sets and combining them to make a new modular building for like an ice cream shop. This was the juice bar, and this is the ice cream shop. I'll probably do a full video of review of this and then the rebuild of this modular building. But this was my first attempt, and proud of it, but I think it's time to retire it, and I think it's time to move on and to something better. I'll take some photos, I'll take some footage to remember it, but it's not really my best work. So, but this is an indication that shows you just got to start somewhere. You just got to try, and you got to see what you can come up with, and you got to play around. And that's the whole fun of Lego, is that you can take things that exist, break them down, take the original sets, and make something out of your own. Even if it's not great, and it's not the best thing that existed, but at least you're trying. At least you're trying to build things. And this was my attempt. I do like the curves. Looking at it right now, it's kind of like it's a throwback, and it's a memory down memory lane. Remembering how I did this, and how much I would do differently now. So I do enjoy looking at this, and I dug this out of a box and realized, hey, we can make something out of this. Proud of it back then, not so much now, but I think it's a testament to show that you're going to get better, and if you have fun with it and you keep trying, you will get better, and progress can be made. And that is the first one. What do I rate this? Let's give this a rating. On an arbitrary scale from 1 to 10, I give this one a 4. This is a 4 for me, personally. Am I being hard on myself? Maybe. This is a 4 because there's so many more better buildings that I've built throughout the years. I had a few failures that I can't even find now. I think that I broke them down and rebuilt them or chucked them. But my next building that I tried was the Firehouse, set 60004. So I got this Firehouse set and figured, let me make a modular building. And yes, I know there is a modular Firehouse. At the time that I had this, I could not afford, nor could I find that old one. Since then, been able to find this modular building. So this is fantastic. This building is one of the classics, one of the originals. Set 10197, the classic Firehouse. So I do know that they have a modular building already in the collection. This is a sealed Firehouse. I don't know, should I open this up and build this? Let me know if you want to see a video of unboxing of some old sets that I have. I had this Firehouse at the time and decided to attempt to take this and make it into a modular. These city sets are really cool. I think the older ones are better than some of the newer ones that have come out recently. I think the fullness of this was really nice, but it is very boxy. And it is also empty from the back. There's no walls on the side. There's no walls in the back. So it's completely open air in the back. You can see some of the images back here. It is completely open for play, you know, like a playhouse style, dollhouse style. But wanted to see if I can turn this into a modular building. And this was my attempt at the modular Firehouse. This was better than the juice bar and had some cool details, retaining the details from the original set. So this one's got room for 2 full-size fire trucks. Was able to fit 2 trucks in here. It's got the fire pole that you can, so that the firefighters can jump down when there's an emergency and you're ready to go. Was able to finish up the second level, made this 2 levels instead of the original set's 3 levels, but kept a lot of the detail from the original set. Put the helipad on the top there. Why does everything have to come with a helicopter and some cars? I wish they didn't. I guess they're fun to play with so that you can do that, but what is this, a kid's toy? Built a sleeping quarters upstairs, and then downstairs, you know, the general office and area. Put some windows on the back right there. Still learning how to do modular buildings at this point, so I couldn't figure out how to do this, the fire pole separate from the top of the building, so it ended up connecting them and having that be 2 pieces. So you can have the top and you can see into the living quarters and the bed area, but then the bottom one needed to also be removed but was connected to this piece. So it was a little bit cumbersome figuring that out. I'm looking at it right now and I know what I would do completely different. I would change up the way this structure is so that it has you know, better access to the inside. You don't really need to get to remove the roof for these sides, but it ended up looking pretty good. You know, as one of my first attempts, I think it looks pretty good. I think it's really boxy still as a modular building. It didn't really fit in with the street view like the other buildings. It was just too big, too boxy. Didn't have any of the elegance of the modular buildings. I think that's the only real knock on it. I think as a Lego city set build, I think it's kind of cool and it worked out, you know, kind of nicely. I think it looks good. It's just not as elegant as some of the other modular buildings. So it leaves little room for, you know, for other buildings to sit next to it. But I think I might redo this. I might redo this into something else. I might actually make this into a different building, you know, to try and make something different out of this. Maybe not a Firehouse. Maybe build the real modular building Firehouse and leave this for something else. Like, there's a lot of pieces here. That's another con I think I have with this one, is I used a ton of bricks to fill out the side walls and the back walls and like all this construction back here. So it ended up using a ton of red bricks that I don't think I need to. In retrospect, looking at the part usage, I could probably make this better. But it's a decent building. I might put it with some of the other builds just to see. I might shrink it down. It might not need both bays. It might look kind of cute as a taller building, as a taller like tower of sorts with a single bay and a front door. That might end up looking better and give some more room to be a little bit more dynamic. Let's give this a rating. The Firehouse, let's say, good attempt, but still really flawed. I'd redo the floors. I'd redo the pole. Let's give this one a 6.5. Arbitrary score of 6.5 for the Ritz Bricks Modular Firehouse. The next one I would try would be a friend's set. It's Emma's house, set 41095. Made that into a townhouse. So took the Lego Friends house set and turned it into a townhome. I think I bought 2 of these sets to get enough windows and enough of this interesting purple color that not a lot of sets had. I really like this one. I think this one has stood the test of time. I think it could use a little bit of updating. Like the sidewalk, got the sidewalk down really nicely, and like the entranceway with these columns, these purple and brick columns, with the white behind it. You've got like a terrace at the top. You've got a middle level that's got some flowers and some more detail on here, while still boxy. Like I'm trying to step away from boxy now in my designs, but this one, while boxy, still looks like realistic. It still looks like a real building. It still looks like it could exist in a city. When it's in with the other modular buildings, it kind of fits in because it offers a new color that isn't there with the dark blue and the purple. It's a nice contrast. So I like this one. I think this one has survived more. Finally was able to figure out, the levels between the different floors, figuring out how to do the stairs and the openings for the connection of the different levels. And the sets had furniture, so, making a bathroom in there and making little sections and then having the stairs connect at the bottom level. This one was one of the fuller modulars that I ended making, in terms of like multiple floors and putting the plates on each level so that it can connect and disconnect and be truly modular. I think this one, up until this point, was my best modular that I had made. One that I would still put in the city. I think I would make improvements, but I think this one is strong enough to survive, and I think I'll leave this one alone. I won't do too much to it. I may update some of the tile work in the front and add some plants and flowers and things up front. But I do really like this one. I think it works well. It's solid. It's a solid build. It has good detailing. I will rate this 7.5. This one I like quite a bit. Emma's provided a few great sets for us. So Emma's Art School in a previous video, check it out right here. And now Emma's house also gave us a modular. So Emma, we miss Emma from Friends. She's given us some great sets that have made some really cool modulars for me. So shout out to Emma. I don't know what she's doing these days. Is she in the new series? Let me know down in the comments if she's in the new series, and how she's survived. I know some of the characters, like one of them is a mayor now, but I think that was funny. This next modular is actually a combination of a few sets. I took City Corner, set 7641, and the Town Square, set 60026, and combined them to make a grand pizza shop for City Pizza. I like this one as well. I think the colors on this one are really fun. I never really liked the colors from the City Pizza Shop in the Town Square set. Love that set. That's a fantastic, fantastic set. But I never really liked that lime green that they used for City Pizza. Didn't make sense to me. And then combining it with the red City Corner Pizza Shop made total sense to have these nice big windows, and you have the signs for City Pizza, and then you get the Italian colors with red, green, and white. I think it ended up working out really nicely. Still really boxy. I know, I'm not a great designer. Building techniques improved, was able to get the stairs perfectly lined up to do the top dining deck upstairs with the stairs that lead all the way down to the main level where you can order your pizza. So this one had some cool structural. I think I would update inside, like do some tiling on the ground floor, do some seating in the tile floor, maybe make the kitchen larger where you can order your pizzas and stuff. Oven back here that you can order your stuff from. So I think I can expand this one to make it better. I think it's a really cool building. Worked out well. I like the tile work that I ended up doing in the front to match the colors of the theming. It has really strong theming, and retains some of the details from the older sets, but in a new remixed way that presents it in a much larger scale. It's actually not much larger than the Town Square pizza shop, but now it fits in with the modulars with the pins on the side. This one actually looks pretty good in a city setup in like the downtown area. Breaks up the city because it is a little bit lower. I actually like this set, and I don't think I'm going to break this one down. I'm going to keep this one together. Maybe improve it if we have time. But I'm going to keep it as it is. It's solid. The part usage is like super economical in what it used. It's a lot of empty space on the inside, so it's not crammed with bricks. It's kind of open air, using the windows from the original set. Big windows that I haven't seen in any other sets, maybe some airport stuff. But like this one, I like the way this one came out. Let's give this one a rating. I'll give this one an 8. I think I'll give this one, no, 7.5, 8, 7.75. Let's go with that. 7.75. Not quite an 8, but I think it's solid and it's strong. I like the seating area out front with the sandwiches and the pizzas. You got to have a New York pizza guy out front because got to represent, because New York pizza is the best. But it's pretty cool. I like this one. I don't know if I'm going to put more time into this one, but I'll definitely throw it into the block. And the last custom modular set we're going to look at today is the Deli Corner from 2016, set 31050. It's one of the newer 3-in-1 sets that now had more detailing and more styles for the buildings. Really like this original set. Ended up getting 2 of these sets to make my Deli Corner. I really like this building. I was really super happy with how this one came out. I love the alternate sidewalk that I gave it, and then the awning here, with the top level retaining a lot of the spirit of the original set. You have stairs in the back that go up to the apartment, above the deli. More dynamic in the way that it's built, more curves, more different styling, so it's not just straight boxy. It's got the terrace at the top, some detailing on the windows. The roof has some detailing. There's more detail there. The brickwork is nice. We have some masonry bricks on the side with the 2 colors. So this fits beautifully into the city plan. You almost couldn't tell that this wasn't a real Lego set. It's kind of based on one. So and the levels line up. I got so much better at, I think, really proud at how I was able to do the upstairs level with the door that leads into the fully furnished apartment upstairs. That is independent of the downstairs level, but then the staircase is from the back, so you can access the building from back there. You've got the full deli inside. You've got the team working there making sandwiches, making hot dogs, serving up the orders. I really like the way this one came out. It fits together really nice and clean. The levels line up perfectly. Really like this set, really like the details in there, a bit of storytelling in there. You've got the person that lives upstairs, you've got people buying sandwiches. This fits in the city. I'm not going to update this one. I think this one is solid and has a place in the city as a deli, that sandwich shop that we don't really have a lot of these kind of builds in the modular building series. I think it's really cute. It's nice. It offers a different height for the different modulars to make the city dynamic. It's no longer a corner deli. Now it's just the sandwich shop apartment above it. So I can't call it the corner deli, but my remixed corner deli is looking good. I like it. I like it. I'm going to keep it. Let's give my sandwich shop a grade. I think this one, I want to say 8. I'm going to give this one a solid 8. Maybe 8.5. I like this one a lot. I'm going to keep it in the city. This has a place, and I'm not really going to revisit this. I'm going to keep this as is and try to explore some new buildings. But this one is solid, and it's going to stick around, and I really like the way it came out. And this is what gave me confidence to now make more buildings, because I figured it out. I figured the system out. I figured out how to make buildings. You too can get that confidence. It just takes time and it takes practice. I showed you 5 different modular buildings, and untold number of how many I threw away and re-bricked and rebuilt, took apart. So this is proof and evidence that you can go from this, my first modular that isn't great, to something that's a lot better and a lot tighter and just really efficient with the parts usage from both sets. Didn't really use much of my own parts, to really not knowing how to make the levels separate, to having it be just perfectly clean. You too can get better in your building. You can go from this one to this one, and it really just takes time and practice and trial and error. and don't be afraid to make those mistakes and take it apart and rebuild it. That's the entire point of Lego, is to, you know, advance and try new things and try different things with the parts and look at the sets and look at the instructions and see what you can make on your own and have fun with it. I'm having fun with it. I'm having more fun with it, and we're going to continue to make more buildings. Please remember to like and subscribe the video and leave a comment down below to let me know which modular building you'd like me to make next. So stay tuned for more. Take care.